From the world of AV programming and control with James King, I'm Steve Greenblatt, and this is Ask the Programmer. Hey, James, it's our holiday episode. So happy holidays. How are you today?
Doing great. Happy holidays. I hope you had a good Thanksgiving and looking forward to a good Christmas.
Absolutely. Same here. Same here. It's been a long year. I think there's been a lot of things that um, have been good this year and a lot of challenges. And I think that our industry has made a lot of progress. And just wanted to take some time, I guess, to share our thanks for our listeners and give a little bit of pass along a little holiday cheer, but also talk about maybe some reflections from this past year and things that have been some highlights for us. I don't know if you have any that you wanted to start with.
I actually think one good highlight we had was when we actually had Dan Farisi on. I really liked how he brought questions from his readers and stirred the conversation for us. And I know that's something you and I have been looking for from day one. So I was really thankful that Dan asked to be on our show so he could be that representative for his readers and get those questions out there.
Without a doubt, I thought that was really fun and really cool. It gave us a chance to talk a little bit about some of the things that address some of the things that have been talked about, which is really in the spirit. And for those who missed it, those are episodes 124 and 125, and we look forward to having Dan on again soon. But those were those were really great, and it was great for him to help us to connect with more people and share some of the insight that we provided from programmer perspective. Um, for me, I like the fact that we were able to give some voices to some people in our industry, and I thought that was really important that we um, were able to profile some people that were able to tell their story, and I thought that that was neat. We had we've had over this past year, we've had Donovan Monday, we've had Tim Albright, we've had even back quite some time at the beginning of the year, Frank Paticala. These are all people that we got to really chat with, and we gave them a chance to talk a little bit about who they were, why programming is important to them, how they've gotten to where they are in the industry. Recently, we brought back Will DeWitt, and I thought that that was great because that was a really big episode that we saw a lot of downloads. So I enjoyed a lot of those times too, where we've been able to have conversations because I think that the people that are out there doing programming, they don't always get the opportunity to be in the spotlight. Some of them don't always want it, but I think this we hopefully we've been giving people a chance to talk a little bit about themselves and some of the things that are important to them.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree with that. It was nice listening to their perspective and how they grew came through our industry and with programming and all that stuff. So it was really interesting. Really took a lot from that.
Um, in the past year, do you think that we have? I mean, we went through Infocom, and we've had. I think that was a really big step, at least in the higher ed community, and I think that we're starting to see a lot of the industry regaining their their footing and being on solid ground. And we've I think seeing how we're evolving and moving forward. Do you think that it's been a positive year in general, and that we've had the advancements that we've been looking for or that expecting?
Um, do I think it's a positive year? Yes, I do think it has been a positive year. Um, I do see the AV industry and even with the program thing taking steps forward for the future. but I will say that it's, in my opinion, it's baby steps.
Yeah.
We need to take more leaps, and less baby steps. Like I know a couple episodes ago, maybe a month ago, we did the episode with AMX, and talking about their way you can control now with Python and different languages. And this is stuff I know programmers have been asking for a while now, but it's just coming out. And people are leveraging it and accepting it. And there's a talks about AI, and that's a whole nother topic. But I feel that we are still, just baby stepping it instead of, jumping in and taking leaps and really pushing those envelopes. That's one thing. Us programmers and the AV communities, we're on the edge. We like to push the envelope, but we're not pushing the envelope. If you understand what I'm trying to say, like we want to be cutting edge, we want to be out there, we want to do the oh wow, look at what I'm doing, like projects like the spear, but then we're not doing it. And so to me, we're taking baby steps. We're moving forward, but baby steps.
I was going to touch on the AMX adoption of modern programming languages because I thought that that was a big thing. And back in episode 134 and 135, we had Chris Backus on and we talked about that. And I agree with you. I think that's a leap in a positive direction. I think that there's also a lot of risk there too, because we have a lot of people that are set in their ways and like doing things. Um, and are comfortable. So I think I would like to see us continue to advance and be able to run with these new opportunities. The question that I have too is, do we always see the value and the progress that programmers make because they're always behind the scenes? And I think from my perspective, I've seen a lot of the hurdles that we may have run into in doing programming or ways of doing things better and more efficiently. I've seen advancements there, but they don't always get brought out to everybody's awareness. So, for example, how can we write code more efficiently? How can we use less code to cover more projects, by being able to have more of an enterprise grade solution versus having one-offs. And I think that there's been a lot more advancement in that regard that we don't always get to see because it's all behind the scenes.
Point. I definitely see some strides in that and better modules being built and more APIs coming out, so it allows more flexibility, less ecosystems as walled gardens, but more of ecosystems that everything's playing nicely with each other. So I'm definitely seeing that. So that I'll give you that as well. I can agree with that.
Uh, and but I think your point is well taken, and I think that there's the we don't always realize that those small steps end up being big steps after a while. So that's the other thing. If I'm gonna going to look at it on a positive spin, that we may be taking small steps, but they do add up, which I think is good.
Yeah, I agree definitely. Moving forward is moving forward, no matter what. Which is positive. It's a positive gain, and that's always what we want to be doing. Um, but like I said, I still feel we could be doing it quicker. Our brothers in and our sisters in IT are they're running as we're still doing our baby steps.
Yeah.
We might both get to the same goal and the same endpoint, but eventually they're going to get there before us, and then they're waiting for us, and we should be leading that charge. To take the words of Ryan Gray, AV should take over IT.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
I guess the other thing that I think is feel good is that we're seeing a lot more collaboration, and I like that again. Our industry was always about helping each other and always about trying to figure out solutions and putting our heads together and working for the benefit of satisfying the client's needs and producing the best possible outcomes. And for some time, we got into this situation where everybody was competing and nobody was cooperating. And to use the term that you said earlier about the walled gardens, it's essentially it was worse than that. It was almost like jail cells where you kind of got stuck and you had to align yourself with who you were going to work with, and there was you had to pick your team, if you will. And but I think now we've gotten back to a lot more of a feel good atmosphere. Even though we compete, we still work together because we want everybody to win in some regard, rather than you win and I lose, or vice versa.
Oh, I agree. I see that. That's a good one as well. And also another thing I've been seeing that I kind of like, and I think is a good positive forward, is I feel, and I'm trying to look for the right wording. I feel I'll go with tech managers are having more voice, um, or out there. So my history, I always felt it was like, your integrator and manufacturers is this is what you do. And then everyone else is like clients and everyone's like, "Oh, okay, whatever, do that." It's now more you have tech managers like members of HEPMA and other organizations out there who are educated, who are knowledgeable and skilled, and be like, no, here's a better way of doing it. And at first I saw a pushback on that, but now it's being accepted and becoming more partnerships and less of, oh, this is what you do, you don't know what you're talking about, just sit over there, we'll tell you what you need. And it's more like, no, tell us what you need now.
I couldn't agree more. I've been on the bandwagon. I think that's one of the reasons that we got connected to do this podcast, is because I thought it was important that we look at things from all angles. And I am all about embracing the technology managers, because in the end, should be on the same team, and we should be working together. And we get that opportunity to understand our clients more, from an outside service provider's perspective. Um, the thing that I would caution is that we don't overcorrect, so that we don't forget the fact that we do have a lot of service providers and a lot of people out there that can provide perspective, and we need to make sure we ensure balance.
100%, and I agree with you. We better not go too far the other way, and because then you're going to see problems as well on that route. So yeah, I agree with that. We need a balance. Our integrator partners are very valuable partners. They have a wealth of knowledge of AV and gear and what's out there, but your tech managers have a wealth of knowledge of actually how the environment that they manage is used. If one is trying to overstep the other, that's not good. It's a partnership, and you all both have the same goal in the end, as you were mentioning. So you got to come together and work together. But if one's trying to say, "No, you sit in the corner, I'm going to tell you how to do this," either way, if the tech manager is doing that or the integrator is doing that, both it's a lose lose situation.
Yeah, I would love to be able to find more ways for collaboration. I think is the main thing. Let's talk about what we each know, and just share that knowledge, and without, of course, giving away anything that is considered intellectual property or that should be charged for. But let's share and get better familiarized and talk about what's possible. And it kind of goes back to the you want to do a minimally viable product, so you test it with your client and you talk about it, so you have your client help you to figure out what the final solution should look like.
No, I agree. I couldn't agree more than that.
Well, probably a good way for us to wrap this up. But we wanted to just take a little bit of time to reflect and talk about this past year. We still have a couple of episodes left in the year, but we uh, we hope everybody has a great holiday. Um, and James, wanted you share anything that you wanted to convey to our audience, as well as tell people how they can reach you?
Uh, First thing I'll say is have a great holiday. Another thing I'll say, if anyone who has followed me on Twitter, they know I put this out a lot, but I'm gonna put it out there and keep putting it out there is if you ever need to talk or anything, like your mental health is important. DMs are open. Take care of yourself. I know that beside myself, there's tons of folks out there who will, you know, let you bend their ear. So definitely reach out, especially during holidays. Holidays can be very stressful and very tasking on people. So you're not alone. Reach out. Um, with that said, you can always Google me. You can find me. I'm on X at AB_James King, LinkedIn, anything with HEPMA. Again, I'm out there.
That was a very great message, James. I appreciate that, and I know that I would share in that as well, and always willing to talk and help people as well. So in whatever capacity that looks like. For me, you could reach me at Steve Greenblatt on social media. My company, Control Concepts, at controlconcepts.net. And for us here, you could follow our podcast and at AV Programmer Pod on X or Twitter, and let us know what you think. I hope that you have enjoyed the episodes this year, and let us know what you want to uh, hear more about. And please share your favorite episode. That'd be the best gift you can give us. We'd like to know what we should be doing more of. And also, if you share your favorite episode, it gives others a chance to join in and become part of our community. So, with that, this has been Ask the Programmer.